includes the alleged son of Lil Durk, who is 10 years old. We can't show it to you here on YouTube because it is violent. You see Lil Durk's alleged son and a woman. Seems like the woman is pushing on the man. The man's trying to push her off. I mean, you know, at least the clip that I saw. I didn't see the whole video, but from what I saw, it's like he's trying to push her back off of him and she's pushing on him. That's what I thought I saw, okay? And then you see the little kid with the gun, and then somebody stopped the little kid from shooting him at first. Then you see, you know, obviously the little kid get the firearm and then discharge the firearm on the adult. The reason why is because allegedly the man is trying to cause harm to the mother. Okay, now let me just say this. This sort of thing definitely happens, okay? I've witnessed things like this in the community. You know, some stepdad is, you know, beating on the mom, or boyfriend's beating on the mom. I mean, listen, we know that it happens, right? But I just want to talk about certain other things that I've seen happen too with stepkids. I've seen the mother be just completely disrespectful to stepdads.
We checking out O'Shea Duke Jackson, Celebrity Junk. You know, O'Shea Duke Jackson is a very popular YouTuber in the urban community. And this particular video is about man regretting marrying a single mom after his stepson does the unthinkable. So you can go ahead and check out the video, the actual video about him, without me talking through the shit, on his channel, The Celebrity Junk. Go ahead and support his channel. Let's go and get back into it. Hit that thumbs up button.
And the father, you know, is looking for any reason to counteract that or even talk back. And then you see stepkids immediately pick the mother's side and jump on the stepdad. That also has happened. And people don't really want to talk about that, but that happens quite often in the black community, where you have a stepdad that has raised the kids, been nice to the kids, and then, you know, boom, here we are with the situation where this is occurring, right? Here's what I want to tell you. And I was a young man, my parents divorced, and then, you know, if my mom would date, I'm always going to be biased usually and take my mother's side, typically, okay? That's how it is. I'm going to take my mother's side. No matter, really, for the most part. I mean, when I was young, I'm thinking, if she's wrong, if she's doing the right thing, I'm not going to care about that. That is my mama, right? And you guys need to understand that is the case when you're dealing with kids in the black community. Their dad most likely is not going to be there, and a lot of the things that you're going to do are most likely not going to be appreciated. Most kids don't appreciate what you do until they get older. Maybe you start having kids themselves, okay? So there's something that you need to understand. And that if you get with a lady that has a lot of problems, that has a lot of red flags, that is confrontational, and you somehow are getting caught up in that with her, and that child can access a weapon, what do you think? Whose side are they going to choose? It's not going to be forgetting. I mean, some kids have, you know, of what's going on. You know, I've seen kids side with the step parents before, but usually, who you gonna rock with? I'm rocking with my mom. I don't know you like that. That's the saying, blood is thicker than water. And this is why I tell so many men, guys, listen. And I'm not trying to be mean towards anybody, black women, sisters, or anything like that. But guys, you're putting yourself at a strong disadvantage when you're dealing with black women in the community, okay? You're putting yourself at a very, very strong disadvantage. If you are a man that, you know, you've lived this life, you want something out of this life, you're working hard for what you have, and you go out and deal with someone. Listen to what I'm saying, guys. You're dealing with a lady that has a child or children that are above 10, 15, something like that. Man, listen, bro, the older they get, the more resentment they're going to have towards you in a disagreement.
Right, exactly.
Go make your own kids and find them you can deal with. You're not going to be able to discipline those kids. Most likely, you're not going to be able to talk to those kids. The only thing you're going to be able to do is spend money on those kids. Save your money. Let their father take care of them. Right. And this is life. You need people that are going to come into your life, and you're going to need somebody that can execute according to your level. Right. That's how it has to be. Your life has to be ran with a certain standard. It's too much of this, growing up in the black community, I need to come in and accept somebody the way they are. Most women do not accept you for how you are for the most part. Most women, if you want to get the ones that you like, will require you to do something in order to obtain them. You're going to have a certain level of money. You're going to have a certain level of class. You're going to have this and that. Okay, so then what do they need to do? Even your business partners, anybody you work with, they need to have obtained a certain level of quality. And this is not to say that a woman with a child cannot be that. This is to say, however, that if you look at the odds of you marrying a single mom with a child and that relationship benefiting you as a man that has kids with someone that doesn't have any children, it's like night and day, okay? If you are a man that has worked hard enough to have your own family, you should seek that situation out. You should, okay? I know that sometimes God put people, in our lives that are not our parents, and I've definitely experienced that. But that was a different time, man. In today's world, it's just everything is so iffy. People see the world differently, and so you have to adjust. A lot of people in situations are just going to need to be avoided, man. I hate to say this, but it's the truth. As men, you're going to have to start avoiding a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of bad situations. And some situations show themselves. People typically show what kind of person.
Yeah, I advise any young man, any man, period, who don't have kids, even if you're an older guy. It's a lot of older. I mean, it's funny. I come across a lot of older men, black men who don't have kids. If you don't have no kids, don't deal with no woman seriously who has kids. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy her company, and that's it. Don't make it serious, because you don't want to deal with their kids. You don't want to deal with their grown kids. You don't want the kid. I've dated women with kids, and they got teenage kids, and they don't want to speak to me. I don't want to deal with that shit there. You know what I'm saying? Mad dog when you come over. Nah. Single moms are for practice. Okay, guys who don't have kids, young or old, they're for practice. Let's go ahead and continue on.
They are by a few things. Usually how they talk, a lot of times how they dress, how they present themselves on social media, in their relationship backgrounds. That's important, because contrary to popular belief, you cannot upgrade these chicks, man. You just can't. You just can't. There's nothing you can do to save them. And ain't nothing that they can do to save your ass. They're going to need to come to the situation as you need them to, because that is what you need to do to be with them. Right. It is what it is. It doesn't matter what you think or what they think. Women are saying a lot of things about, hey, listen, if it doesn't serve me, I'm good. I'm done if it doesn't serve me. Well, guess what? If it doesn't serve you, should you also deal with it? If it doesn't serve you, what about you? What about you? What about your life? Isn't your life something that should matter? Shouldn't it? What about your happiness? And as men, that's the most important thing. Your happiness. Women are going for their happiness. And if you can't get along with them, if it's not working out, leave, guys, leave. You can't be arguing or, some brothers, man, you want to put your hands on people. Look, man, it's not going to work. You're going to have your ass in jail, bro, destroying your life. Can't deal with them, let them go. Listen, it's not working out, honey. Love you, but, we're going to need to go ahead and check that. All that disrespect talk that you feel like you're getting from somebody or situations, and first of all, don't be disrespectful yourself. Then wonder why somebody disrespecting you. So you're going to have to get out of some situations, bro, before you get yourself killed. This man could have got himself killed. A lady that has a baby, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. Any lady who has a baby by Little Durk is letting you know a lot right there. Right. A lot. You have a child by Little Durk. What are you saying? Okay? You're going to deal with somebody who has a kid by Little Durk? What do you expect? What do you expect? And this is Little Durk 10 years ago. He probably didn't have much money. So guys, we think it's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Check him out. O'Shea Duke Jackson's food. Support his channel, but yeah. I dated a girl who had a daughter with a gang banger. He was in prison for life and shit. So I think he's getting ready to get. He was coming home, I think, in 5 more years. He had been in there 20 years. He's getting ready to come home like in maybe, I think maybe 3 years. I know he's probably out now, but that was some years ago. But yeah, I'm like, what the hell? But her daughter, I was like, he was like one of the biggest Crips in LA at the time in the 80s. I'm like, ugh, you got a baby with this fool, you know? And now he finna come home, and you know, I think her daughter at the time, how old was her daughter? Her daughter was grown, um, cause he went in when she was born. But still, it's like, ugh, you know, just that you don't want to deal with that. If you, and, you know, if you don't have any kids, you don't want to deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know. Plus, it looks stupid. I remember one time I had a friend who was dating this girl, and she had kids, and they had like this little barbecue, and the family was all at this barbecue, and he was like the new boyfriend, whatever. And then he didn't really, the kids. I think she had 3 kids, and the kids didn't really talk to him. They were all teenagers. They were just kind of sizing him up and looking at him and shit. And then he said that the kid's dad showed up, so everybody was like, "Oh, hey!" Like the whole family, because he's like family, Her ex-husband showed up, and he said he was just like he said it just felt awkward. Him just standing there being the boyfriend, and the family just looking at him like that's her boyfriend. And she, like y'all still look good together. Like talking about the father. It was like they was like disregarding him. He was like he felt like he was like the butler or the nanny and shit. Like yeah, dude. Wow. So he's like, man, I broke that shit off. He's like, I don't have any kids. What the hell am I doing? She got 3. You know what I'm saying? But he said just that situation. He's like, nah, this don't. Her kids are kind of standoffish and kind of mean mugging them. He's like, I don't want to deal with this shit if I ain't got to. And you shouldn't either, guys. If you don't have any kids, hit the thumbs up button and let me know in the comments what y'all think. Subscribe to the channel. Take care.